Oh, teacher, are you free after the meeting?
Kind of. I mean, not really, but
Just like 20 minutes.
10 minutes.
Oh,
Yes.
I figured out the perfect way to use this.
Lydia, why do you not submit a project for DA hacks?
Huh?
Why do you not submit something for DA hacks?
A Raspberry Pi died on
We had another one.
early.
Yeah.
It's annoying. Now watch me.
Thanks, man.
Now watch me. Now watch me. Now watch me. Now watch me. This is awesome, right? I can tell Malia's with me. I'm putting the talk down. This is like me with a microphone. Do we have a microphone in this room? Ladies and gentlemen. This man, there was a hackathon, and they had me do an announcement with the finalists, and he looked at me and told me the wrong name. He announced the wrong name for the finalists.
It was not intentional.
What?
Neuro focus. I told him,
This man told
and
me.
he announced just neural force. It's neuro focus.
He told me the wrong name, and I was.
Elijah and hi Catherine. Elijah and
What the brain song?
Yeah.
Oh, man, good for that. Do we have a microphone? We should have a microphone. Wait, last time. Should I say? Wait,
Lydia,
last time.
No.
We have a.
Wait.
We cannot.
When I just finished.
Next Monday, I mean, we haven't. Walking talk.
Last time I spent.
You don't have.
Next week, yeah,
Huh?
we have a next week.
We have next week.
Wait.
Ooh,
they go in
your ear. It's 9 right
Do that.
now. So next week is
Yeah.
10.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, kind of. They're listen systems, which look like they're from 2008, but like,
So cool.
yeah. I think we should use this.
That's me. There's no microphone. That's. No.
Is Isa, next finance meeting is the last one, right?
What?
Next finance
Yeah.
meeting is the last one?
Yep.
Okay, I'm putting in the budget request.
Okay, sure. Next finance meeting is the last one. That's great.
Do you wanna share your last one?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
Sure, bro.
Okay, the only problem is I'm the one putting in the request.
Friday, we can't meet at the same time, cause
It's okay, you're on your own now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Unless you have anything else.
Not really, I'll just like send you a message if you need anything.
I was.
Oh, that means I did exactly, oh, yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So
But then I was like,
what's
no,
the exact time?
Yeah, I was like, no, never mind, I had a lot of, then I was like,
Friday.
no.
No, you can't do that chair anymore.
Exactly.
You can do that as if you're vice chair, you
so
could, Nico.
Next week.
Actually, no, Nico has, he never had it.
So Friday, we'll leave.
Which is true.
And I think Dennis wanted to do the survey.
Yeah, so just adding that tonight. I think we wrote it out.
You also need to do an action item, which is to affirm the 2021 to 2025 DAC Senate and the presenter.
Or.
Is-
Affirm the
I can want to get.
2024, 2025.
Yeah.
This is my first.
Do like 5 minutes
Yeah.
and you and I.
You're gonna, well, you're still in the end of the, apparently, things that get started.
You go,
What?
do this video,
Where's Hayden?
You know this-
There.
this video.
Yeah.
Forum? Yeah, you have forum, yeah. They have one.
This forum, have the.
We do it for,
Only exact.
The should be.
how about it?
No, only current sender.
Only.
You don't need my hammer, right? Awesome.
Yeah, I think they're running late because they usually get bored at this time.
We start from here.
I'm gonna draw because that's what people do. Okay.
Forum.
They're walking. That's so very, it's not even dry. See my cool Hollywood signature, if I was a Hollywood star, that's my Hollywood signature. I'm not even like kidding, it's like. Like that, this is my real signature. Yeah. So why aren't you using that as? Because that's my real signature.
That's cooler.
This is awesome though, like look at that.
No, that you should.
That's kind of what it's supposed to, not really.
Classic doll.
Also, like, okay, so the original, so my grandfather, his name was Aldo Hood, and it's something like this, where he had like a big H for Hood's last name, and then Aldo. And I was like, I'm gonna do that. So I tried doing something with a P, like Nuka Poliska, but I went like this. Right? And then that eventually transformed into this. And that just eventually transformed into this. But then this would be like my initials. So that's the L. And that's the P. But I like did that for you. This is pretty.
Oh, Aaron can't make it, so we have everyone now. What? You said apparently, there's
You really needed.
Oh, and that's, there's an intern.
I call this meeting to order at 4:03 p.m. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in. Eight. Yeah. Benjamin, you're. Here. Stephanie.
Here.
Mother. Nadine.
Check here. Okay, I need, sorry.
Yeah. Here. Dan. Luca.
Here.
Allison. Lauren. Sean. Lee.
All right, any public comments? No, any advisor announcements? Anything online? Nope. All right, moving on to business, item 1, the budget request form. Does anyone have any updates? Aaron's return. Yes, no.
Yeah, which intern worked with Aaron with this, because he told me.
Oh, he told me he's not able to. And he also said that the interns that were supposed to like be here aren't able to come today.
Oh, he told me there were interns, but I guess, okay. Oh, Aaron is excused, by the way, I forget that,
I
yeah.
was gonna, thank you.
He did say the form's complete, it's just that. Is there a way for us to look at it?
Did he send it to you or anyone on email? So that we can just,
Might have sent Dennis, actually, because usually he sends it to Dennis. Oh, you have the thing? Oh, this is for today? Okay. I don't know, we can. Actually, we can stay till, oh wait, when Dennis is there, we can look over it, I guess.
Yeah, he just sent it.
Yeah, so June meeting should like.
Chat.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Or did?
Just reading off what Aaron told me, this is, basically the completed form, and if there's anything else that we should add for questions to ask.
Where should we go? Yeah. Wait, are we sure? No, we're not, sorry.
Yeah, I think we should, so go from the top again and then just scroll down. So then it's at least I can also have a look. And then I think the link is also in the, oh, yeah, then it's already looking for it. Dennis, do you have any comments on the form as it is right now?
That, can you repeat the question? Was that for me?
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to ask you your thoughts on the form, or on this version of the form.
Well, this is the first time I'm seeing it, at least up till now. There's draft. Sorry I could be there in person. We had some car trouble today, so I just dropped off my wife to get her car picked up, and I'm heading back. But I took a quick look, and I noticed that I think it's the second or third question. So, for example, I think there's the question there about, is this a new account? And then yes or no. And then the next question asked is, what is your account number? And it's a required question, which is fine, but you should put a subtitle there saying, enter N/A if this is a new account. They're not going to have an account number to put in there. So if you need to make sure you're giving some description or, some instruction per question if needed in the subtitle section for the question. I think you click on the three dots, if I remember right, and then you can say, and there's an option that says add subtitle. So whenever needed, you can do that if you need to provide some extra guidance for a question. And then the next question there is amount requested for 2020 X, 2020 Y. And then there's nothing after that one. The current form basically is if this is not a new account. So if you look at this year's, next year's form, the 2024-2025 budget request, the question that's on there at the top is, you know, is this a new account? Yes or no? What is your account number? You know, if yes. And then, what was the amount requested for 2023, 2024? And what did you receive for 2023, 2024? So that question is on next year's budget application about the funding they requested and received this year. Now, you could leave that off if you want, it's on the spreadsheet. So you either need to, you know, correct that question or just delete it if you think it's unnecessary on the application there. Which honestly, I think is okay to do because it is on the spreadsheet, and a lot of times people get confused by it anyway. Because the total they're requesting for the application, you know, for the budget application is towards the bottom of the question anyway, not there. So yeah, so that question, I think is the third one. Probably can just be deleted, or no, 4. Looks like it's question 4. Amount requested for 2020 X 2021. Other than that, I've had a chance to look at the rest yet.
So forward, that, Aaron as well. I did make the change to number 3 already. And then. Yeah. Discuss that already. Okay, yeah. Well, what about everyone in the room? Do you guys have any comments? About the form?
Questions we should add other than.
Sorry, Ben?
How many, is there any, questions we should put on the form that?
Oh. Ben asked if there are any other questions we should add to the form, that's not already here. I think Dennis also said that he's gonna take a closer look at it later, so. I also did not receive the form before the meeting as well, so I wasn't able to see beforehand, so I'll have to check again as well, just to make sure everything's there. So yeah. Not good, I think we should-
Moving on to business item 2, finance outreach. 8, land, do you have any updates on it? Anything new since we discussed it last time?
Yeah, so Case just send me the achievements of students like from the last interview of last year and this year. So I will update it in the list, and I'm waiting for the testimonials from programs. And I will send out the follow-up email tomorrow for FACCC and FA Park internship. That's the 2 programs they respond to me, they will send the testimonials, but I'm still waiting for them. So I will send out the follow-up email tomorrow. And for SACCC and CCC SAA conference. So this one is from Hong Chu and Dennis. So I don't know how can I contact for the testimonials from these 2 programs.
Maybe you can just like email them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
emailed already, but
you emailed them?
they didn't reply.
Oh,
So can you ask?
you can just let Dennis know that you sent, Dennis, Van might have sent you an email about the finance outreach thingy.
For testimony.
For the testimonials for the student leadership, wait, which one was it?
SACCC.
Yeah,
SACCC.
Okay, and triple C, Seesaw.
Well, I mean, we need to ask the senators that went. So SSCCC was Eddie and Joel. And then Seesaw was like, I don't remember, like 12 people or so. So I mean, they're the ones we would get the testimonials from, really.
Yes, and,
I mean, those are internal. I mean, those are DSG. So we need to get that from the DSG people that went. And there were a couple of ICC officers, I think Joel, and then I think one or two of the other ICC officers as well. I know Dan was one, and I don't remember who the other one was.
I was there, and I believe Lydia was there as well. If, just like message us on Discord what you need from us and when you need it by. For the
yes,
testimony.
That works, actually.
yes, and, what is the deadline for this one? For this item?
You like try to do it by like next week?
I mean, next week
It's,
is
it's
the
gonna be the
last,
last finance meeting. next
but,
week.
but the thing about this is,
On the website, the deadline on the website.
Oh, the deadline.
We have, we have,
honestly, we don't really have a lot of, because all these projects are kind of things that are gonna bleed into next year anyways. We're just kind of like starting them, so there is no hard deadline for any of this. Oh, I mean, it's up to you
No,
guys,
like,
right?
it's the last
Well-
meeting next week, so.
Well, we should try to get the Fund 46 testimonials and such and the website done before this quarter's over, and hopefully have it ready and at least published by the time fall registration starts, so that we can at least, you know, we won't necessarily be able to capture brand new students, but it'll at least be ready to send out to new students once they've started.
yes,
That is a good hard game.
Yeah, and I think fall registration starts like the second week of July, maybe, I think something like that. So we should get it done this quarter.
besides, and, do we have any like other people to help? Anna and me just send out the emails. We may need more people to collect from senators to.
Okay,
Nico can do it.
uh,
Ready, Nico?
yeah, Nico, sounds good.
I was trying to work with Zach on the interview.
Yeah, he working on the interview question.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, sounds good. Moving on to, unless anyone has anything else to add to this? No? Okay, moving on to business item 3, the interview timeline. I think we pretty much decided what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
In the last finance meeting. Is that, do we have to like make it an action item if we wanna like finalize the timeline? Do we like vote on it or something? Or do we just do it?
For making the timeline.
Yes, for like changing the interview timeline for fall.
Oh, I mean, so you only make it an action thing if like there's something to actually like, how do I say it? Like if there's something to like documentation wise, you actually need to change, like, for example,
Yeah,
you know, if there's nothing like that, then you don't need to, but if there is, then we'll have to agendize that as an action item. Otherwise,
I don't think we
technically,
needed action.
yeah, technically you wouldn't need it as an action item.
Okay,
So you can, so it's like, you can take action, like when it comes to committee projects, you can do actionable things without it having to be an action item. Action items is more for like, when we move money around, for example, you have to sign it and stuff, or it's like, you change something in the codes, that's something you actually have to change, yeah. Something.
okay, so is everyone okay with the timeline that we had? That he presented like last finance meeting?
You want to pull it up, just to make sure everyone knows.
Where was it? Can you?
I believe, we didn't, last finance meeting, I just presented the 4 possible interview start dates. It was at the training that we started discussing when exactly we should start the interview process. And I believe at the training,
Second week.
yeah, we
Yeah.
decided it was the 2nd week and then we would end it at the 6th week. We would-
Okay.
Yeah, and I think maybe we should run it past, yeah, he's and the other senators.
Or do you just want to like tell everyone what we talked about?
So if I remember correctly.
Come up here and just like write it down, like we can all,
Who did that?
we're getting old.
So interview starts would be the second meeting. And then we would end around the sixth meeting. And the plan was that we would have these four meetings to do the interview process, and we would do like 2 or 3% each week. The speed run of the interview. 2 or 3. Line of the right hand.
Which you want to do 2 to 3, what?
Yeah, so each senator, the plan is that each senator would conduct 2 or 3, 2 to 3 interviews per week.
Actually, I don't think we need to write anything like that, because with the way this kind of works, like, for example, it might be possible that, let's say, a senator, based on who they get for the programs, all the programs will just coincidentally meet in like the same week. Then let's say they have to do like, what, 8 interviews in one week, then they kind of have to, you know what I mean? So you don't have to like impose anything like that. Yeah.
We'll just basically do the interviews as they come.
Yeah, kind of. Do we need to? Wait, okay, wait. I want to ask everyone here, like, do you guys think we need to put like a set end date? Because a start date makes sense, but an end date, I'm not sure, just because when we're asking the programs, telling them like, oh, hey, we can meet within this time, is this good enough? Or not, because usually what we do is we just kind of like say, hey, we're starting interviews, and then we just give them time until the end of the quarter, and they slot something in there.
So that is something that we were trying to avoid, because you remember how we had to conduct an interview the day of the budget deliberations?
Yeah, but that's also.
Yeah, I
because-
would agree that you should try to have a date, an end date. At least try to get them all done by then, and let the people you're interviewing, let them know that we want to schedule interviews with you between this date, between, whenever the second, or I guess that would be if you're starting the second finance meeting. So let's say the third Tuesday of the quarter, and you're saying 6th finance meeting. So that would be what, 7th, third Tuesday to like, the 8th Tuesday or something like that. I mean, you want to at least try to get them all done before, I'd say before the 10th week at the latest, because the 11th and 12th week, that's, the week before finals and finals. So you want to get them done by the end of the 9th week of the quarter. I mean, if there are a few departments or programs or accounts that just simply can't do it before the 9th week, then you might, have to squeeze them in after that. But the goal should be to have them all done before the 9th week of the quarter is over.
Yeah, so this is just like a soft deadline, when.
Yes, so I'm looking at the schedule for budget deliberations. I think week 7 is the date budget request due. So maybe we should end it after the budget request due. So we have enough of the list of programs in hand. So we also finish the interview at week 7.
When is the budget request deadline?
Monday, 4 p.m., week 7.
Wait, what's week 7's date?
So the date, Monday, week 7 is the budget request form due.
Oh, no, I mean, like, what's the, like, November or what? Or October, what? November.
The 6th meeting will also be happening in week 7. So the end of the interviews is going to be the same time as the end of the budget request form.
Yes.
However, are you looking at the deadline of the budget request form the way it is right now?
Honestly, I think it doesn't really matter, because
Yeah.
if we're starting the interviews at this time, then we're doing the interviews independent of the actual list anyways. Correct. So I think that should be okay. But can someone check what week 6, like what date that is? We want like an approximate, like, just to see. like November something, right? Like early November, late November. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking maybe 4 weeks may not be enough of a.
So we don't have to like end it at the sixth meeting. It's like we're trying to have a goal of ending it then, but if there are like 5 programs who cannot make it, we'll accommodate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah, I would recommend between making the end week 6 or week 8.
Okay.
So something like that, just to give it a bit more time.
Do you really want to start at the second meeting?
Yes.
What about if you want to onboard the interns to help you with your?
Good point. That is something that we talked about.
Yeah, so basically, the plan also is that we may like just have the prospective interns work on the interviewing process as an interview, as a intern project. So if they like complete a set number of interviews, help with a set number of interviews, we can make them an intern.
We're gonna supervise them though, because they're gonna be prospective interns, so every senator is gonna be present during every single interview that's been conducted.
I think it will affect the intern because if they join later, they don't have to do the finance project. So they may like delay to after the interviews and then we'll find a different.
Then we
We'll
might
find a
be-
different project for them.
So it's more of like, any intern wants to do it, you can, the interns can help you guys. But if no one wants to help you, you'll do it by yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Anything else to add?
Another thing about second meeting is that, at least for interns, they don't all like join on week 1. They can like join week 2, 3, 4, like. I think like our second meeting, there was only like 2, 3 like prospective interns. So like, when we like begin, it's like not consistent, you know? You won't have like an army of interns on the second week ready for interviews.
True, and we're gonna take them like as they come. So we're gonna assign prospective interns to every senator. They're gonna be working on the project, helping their senator, and that's how they become an intern. Because the finance quiz, it's kind of a joke of a project, if I may. Like, that is not a good intern. It might be the lamest project that a committee has. In the entire years. It doesn't even count as a project, it's just a quiz, and like you got like unlimited attempts, so. Come on. Anything else?
Dennis said to finish it before the
Week 9.
week 9.
Week 9, like, yeah.
Week 9.
Week 10 is the hardest, week 9, yeah.
What if you start later, like 4 to 8? 3 to 8?
We could do 3 to 8.
So if we do like 2 to 6, we have a buffer of 3 weeks. So if there's no programs who could like fit within 2 to 6, we can always accommodate them later. But if we do 4 to 8, we don't have a buffer left.
Wait, can you say that again?
So if we do like 2 to 6, we have some time to accommodate programs that couldn't make it. If we do 4 to 8, in the end, we don't have time to accommodate the other programs because we have to finish it before week 10.
Technically, you wouldn't, like, week 10 isn't a hard deadline, but I get what you mean. Like, it would be, it would
Ideally,
definitely be more
yeah.
comfortable for them to finish everything by then.
Yeah, guys, I don't think we should use this year as the absolute guide. So we should be thinking of what would work best. Week 9 should be a hard deadline. Just because it wasn't this year doesn't mean that's what we shouldn't try for next year. And I do agree that we should not push it off too late. Look, if we don't have interns, then we don't have interns. Senators who are going to be the primary people responsible for the interviews anyway, not interns. So, you know, we should start at week 2, week 3 at the latest. But I agree that we should keep the soft deadline to week 6. And that does give us a decent buffer between week 6 and 9 to get anybody that we weren't able to get before that. Okay, so just because it was done a certain way this year does not mean that's what we should be trying to emulate for next year.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, week 8 will be around mid-November. When you get to week 9, that's like, you're getting into the November 20-ish. So I would, week 8, I think would be good time to stop. Well, actually, no, anytime before week 10, I think is, you're already starting to get into bad times. So yeah, you can do week 6, 7, 8 would be, yeah. I think that works. I mean, this is for you guys next year as well, whichever ones you guys are. So if you guys want to have a bit more time to onboard interns, you could start a little, like a week later. If you want to just like speed run it as fast as possible, that also works as well. Yeah.
I think the purpose of intern joining this interview just to get experience for the future. So if we start soon, like start early, we don't have enough intern. So I think we should view the interview process. So maybe they can consult it later. How do you think about it? So we can start without intern, but we still in the interview. Like how we conduct an interview so they can watch it later. So they will have the experience for next year also.
Okay. The interns can join finance anytime. Something that only happens once a year at the beginning of the year should not be a prerequisite for interns or the only training opportunity for interns. You need to forget that. It is the senator's responsibility to get these done. If there are interns that can help them, great. If there are not, well, that's fine too. Okay. The interviews are not an intern training opportunity or an opportunity for interns to show that they should be interns or prospective interns to show they should be interns. Because, you know, what happens when someone wants to become an intern in winter quarter? Well, sorry, we've already done the interview, so you can't be an intern anymore. That's not the way it works. So we need to forget that interns even exist when talking about the interviews. If we can get them to help, great. If they're not around yet, that's okay too.
Answer Matt's question. When did you report the interviews? It's just up to us. Maybe because we have a lot of time, buffer time, we could compile all the notes, the interviews into one folder. Because I did report every single interview that I did, and I put it in the Google Drive, but the others didn't. So you might want to just still record it and put it on the Google Drive.
Okay. Anything else to add?
Do we agree on the 2 to 6, or does anyone prefer?
I think we all agree. Does anyone not want it to be 2 to 6? Raise your hand. Okay, I guess we'll.
The only concern with 2 to 6 is 4 weeks, like a month, basically. I mean, a month should be enough for most programs. For most programs, I think a month should be enough. Like the schedule.
Again, the 6th meeting is
Yeah.
a soft deadline. We can always schedule interviews after the 6th meeting if there are programs who cannot make it in the 4 weeks. But they should be able to, because you can make time in a month. So. Yeah. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Moving on to business item 4, plan. I remember we discussed something in the morning about it.
Yes, I just send the link, like the file, I found some events, upcoming events. And you can view. Yes, so we have, I think, two significant events here is Help Us Submit and, one from Office of Equity, I think, inclusive dialogue. So this one like, Jamie helped me find, but I didn't review it. So in these two events, I think we can attend, the meeting to see if experience, like first-hand experience in the event is necessary or not. So we may assign intern in the future to attend the interview besides the survey we send out to them. So, how do you think about this?
Okay, again, we're not gonna survey them at the event, right? Yeah, okay, so we're not surveying them at the event, we're just
Yeah,
going,
which is
yeah,
our experience here.
okay, okay. That makes sense, I mean, going to the event makes sense.
Yes, because,
We do fund the program, so we wanna see how they're doing.
yes, and also like some interns and even some senators, we don't know what they do, like what the programs do. So if we attend the event, we will have some experience and, we can know if they use the fund, our fund effectively or not. And, we also send the budgeters the survey to collect, input from student later. So we have two more sources beside the application form.
Okay,
And, in these two events, so one, I know that Help Us Submit is, kind of, mandatory for incoming senator. And the other one, I think there's, some event, other event too, but we don't have enough of time, so just pick, from Office of Equity, so to, can you ask, if anyone wants to attend this one?
anyone for on Thursday? Yeah,
It's 3 p.m.
when are you free?
I have a class until 3:30.
Okay. Anyone who's free? I'm not free on Thursday. Interns? Zach? Miko? Okay, what times do you have at Thursday, 3 p.m.?
Our class study.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I agree with that.
is that,
I can add.
you can? Okay. Thank you. Yanding, are you free?
Mm, how long is this, 3 p.m. summit?
I think we just, 10 like 30 minutes to 1 hour. We don't need to stay the whole time.
Wait, is it this
This
Thursday?
Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's online, in person. Oh,
I think it's in person?
Let me check it.
Then are you free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the person, we probably on history center. And the way. I think I can attend after my class too.
Okay, sounds good, so. When, then. Is that if you can, and Ian, if you guys would like attend. 40 minutes, 1 hour of it, that would be great. And if you could just share experiences in the next finance meeting.
Yes. And, we just, attend this, I think this is the first event we, actually joined in. So just take note what we can do in the event. So like, which data, which information we can collect from, attending the event. Take note in and, share experience for the next events in the future. So this will say, like, develop the strategies for the future too. So we just keep improve the strategies, so we will save time and do it more effectively. So take note whatever we can collect from this experience.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
And that's all.
Thank you for this. Do you have anything else to add?
On the HEPA survey too, and is anyone here?
Yeah, I'll go to that. Yeah.
And Jackson. HEPA survey?
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Does anyone have anything to add, any questions?
And for this one, I also need the questions for the survey form to send out. And I think it's pretty much depend on Jack and Nico question. Like you guys are making question for interview. Yeah, so it depends on much on their question, so we can like put some question into our survey form and collect information like to compare with the question we take from budgeters in the interview. So beside that, does anyone have any specific question you want to ask student?
I don't have anything in mind now, but Zach and Nico, have you already started working on it? The questions?
Yeah.
No? Okay, can you have like a short list, like whatever you can, by like the next finance meeting? We can just like look over and add stuff if we need to. And everybody else, just think of stuff that you wanna ask people, like what is not included in the budget request form. And what you would like to know when you're doing the deliberations. Yes? Interns too.
But the questions, I will also need the finalized survey questions.
The what questions?
So basically what we're trying to do is to compare the rubric and the budget request questions and make it make sense to each other. So now we are going to revise the budget request questions. So we are using those questions and comparing it to the rubric. So until those like there's a copy of the more or less finalized questions, and we will need that.
Wait, so which questions are you working? Are you
Budget
working on this budget request form questions and not on the survey questions?
The survey questions will be based on us.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Okay, is it possible to get the survey questions by next finance meeting?
Or like the survey questions. Yeah, I think it's,
Okay, sounds good. We will look over those, everybody just think about stuff that we wanna ask people that's not already like obvious.
I have questions to who made the survey question or Jack go to take.
no, ours is the budget request form. Not the survey question.
Yeah, so who make those questions?
Wait, aren't you making the survey questions? Too? Aren't you making the?
No, mine are the interview questions, which are similar to the survey, but
Oh,
the survey will be directed to students.
okay, so you're making the budget request form questions and the interview questions for the programs? Yes or no?
No.
What are you making
I am revising the budget interview questions,
for the program?
yes,
Okay,
but the budget request form
yes.
was done by Aaron.
Yeah.
The new one.
Oh,
that we
yeah,
just
yeah,
read.
yeah.
So Aaron is also waiting for the questions, so who really made the question there?
Wait, Aaron is waiting for questions then?
I think Ben should ask us, do we want to put any question on the budget request?
It's Aaron. Aaron is supposed to make the questions. You're supposed to make the questions for the interview.
So you're making questions for the interview, Aaron is making questions for the request form.
Yeah, he's making questions.
Okay, and you guys wanna make sure you don't overlap too much.
Yes.
Okay, so get in touch with Aaron about that. I'll also text him to like make him put in the questions on the request form. Can you do the survey questions?
For student,
Yes, for the students.
yeah, I
Of
will
the
wait,
questions.
we
Yes.
need to wait, and I will take and develop another question for student.
Okay, so once they're done with their program interview questions, you can send those over to Lan, and he can start working on the survey question for the students served by the program. Yes,
I can work on my breakthrough.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I can I say something real quick here? Because I just took a quick look at your form and I thought it was supposed to make things easier for budgeters. And there's like 90 something questions on there. There's also a lot of categories that wouldn't apply to, that are more internal kinds of codes. So I think that needs to really be looked at. Maybe Dennis, you and I can talk about it offline. Dennis, are you there? Anyway,
Yeah, yeah, Yumi and Hanju perhaps, because I know she's been talking about making this easier for people as well. So, like I said, I haven't even had a chance to look at it yet. This is the first time. Have you guys, whoever's been working on it, have you sent us the link that was posted in the chat earlier before this? Or
I
sent
think
it to anyone to review before this?
I think Aaron told me that he sent it to you, but I don't know if he sent it to me. I did ask him to CC me there as well, but I didn't receive it, so.
Yeah, I remember an email about object codes. Let me just take a quick look. I
yeah,
don't
well,
remember an email about
yeah.
the form, but yeah, we definitely need to look at it some more because 90 questions is
yeah, some of the codes that we said should not be on there are on there. And a lot of even the ones that are used are more kind of internally, Dennis, like
yeah.
for our office or, bank fees and those kind of things, budgeters wouldn't be requesting it except, for maybe our office or flea market or, you know what I mean? So I'm not sure that those are applicable to be out to the whole campus community. And
Yeah, they're not. It
no,
almost seems like we may need two forms, although that's kind of what we have now anyway. One for the general campus community and then one for just, the operational accounts, the internal accounts. Okay, I'm looking.
sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to bring that up because it looks very long. I didn't look at all the questions, but it looks long to me.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. Yeah, I just see the email from Aaron about object codes, nothing since then. So I haven't had a chance to see this yet.
Yeah, I think we have to review it and talk about it more, so.
And go ahead.
Yeah, to respond to your concerns, so the form, it's basically like. It's like it branches out, so the people who are using the form, they're not gonna see all 90 questions. It's based on how they answer it, so if they say like yes or no, they get like different answers. It's like. Aaron told me there was some errors with one of the branching ones, but he said he could fix that. When he's available.
Okay, so that makes more sense. The questions are only available when you choose yes to the object code.
Yeah, it depends on
That's what I
how.
was trying to do, yeah.
Yeah, so that works then.
But I mean, we haven't seen him do it yet because he's had
Yes.
trouble with it, yeah. So it kind of depends on if it works.
If he can
possible.
do it, then it should be fine.
Yeah. We'll have to see.
Does it show up in the preview mode?
Yeah, I played around with it and.
I don't think it shows up that way in the preview mode.
Yeah, if you like.
Yeah, does it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, the pops up like that.
yeah, and then like change the names for say, yes.
Actually, that's better.
Oh, if I say no to this,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just what I'm talking about, like that code you just selected, the 2170 should not be open to the whole campus, right? That's internal to DSG operational accounts. Those are the kinds of things I'm talking about too. So Dennis, yeah, I think you and I maybe need to talk about it with Hanshu. Yeah, before next week's meeting, because that's the last Senate or finance meeting, correct? Is next Monday?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I think if there was like a part in the beginning where it's like, are you like external or is this like a DSG operational thing? That could help. Because then no matter who you are, we send one form, but then like it'll be easier for both.
yeah,
Because right now what I see is that if even like there have been quite a few people that from like DSG who they want to file a request form to take out official allocations. And they're just like really confused because there's a lot of stuff there. And they don't know which one they're following.
I remember programs was complaining about it,
Yeah,
so.
so yeah.
Okay, so that is something that Aaron did mention he still needs to work on, and the operational thing that you were saying, the auto approve thing.
Auto what?
Never mind.
Okay.
The things that you mentioned,
Um,
the things that are not supposed to be on the form, we can tell Aaron to edit those out.
well, we need to review again, like if he even has like the right object codes. In it, because apparently, if, for like an external form, this would be, it's like it has object codes that are usually for internal, as Lisa said. So we're gonna have to deal with that. And then I guess I'll tell Aaron as well that like, consider splitting the thing. So it's like if you're DSG like operational, then it would look maybe a little bit different from if you're external.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Might even be best to have two versions of the form. One for operational, one for external.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Would that be better? Well, versus like one form that would have both, and then it's just like if you select for example, if you say like yes to.
Well, it would be better if the information were just saved in two separate areas, because the information from the forms is saved to like an Excel file. So if it's one form, everything's just going to be jumbled together, and it's going to be more difficult because we're going to be looking at operational and external separately. So might as well do two forms to make things easier for the finance committee and everyone else involved in the actual budget process.
Okay, that also works then. Then we can tell Aaron that, and whoever Aaron's working with, honestly.
Ben, can you just like take note of the things that were mentioned in this tell them?
Yeah.
I already did.
Okay, perfect. Oh. This was on different business, yeah.
Then, kind of set it up. Like, cause I'm depending on the final list of questions, right? I wanna know a day when I can reach out to Aaron and know that the questions are ready.
I mean, I think Aaron would answer that question better than I would, so just like text him, tell him to try to get it done by like as soon as possible. Because you have to get your stuff done so that Van can get his stuff done. So just tell him and like text him to get it done as fast as he can.
It'd be more ideal if you guys can just hop in the Discord and talk about it together, because if you think about it, the questions on the forum versus the questions in the interview, I mean, because it's like one process. And I think there have been times where programs complain about that, like, oh, hey, for example, if the questions from the forum and the questions in the interviews are similar or the same, then they're just like, well, did you guys not read the forum? Because like, they already answered it before. So yeah, to the best that you can, you want to make it kind of different, or at least like, you could say like, oh, can you elaborate this, right? And So I don't know, yeah, so it'd be better if you guys actually worked on it together, kind of, at least to make sure that your list of questions aren't too similar. That's about it.
Moving on to public comments, which has been happening. Any other public comments?
Public comments? Yes, I have a public comment. I just want to make sure everyone is aware that our year-end close is coming very soon. I think that Maritza and others have announced in the Senate meeting. I might have done that earlier in the quarter, but please, if you have any reimbursement requests or any other paperwork to turn in here, please do so sooner rather than later. It's going to be a very busy month. A lot of events are happening in this month, and we have to get all the expenses posted into the month of June. Thank you.
Hey. Anything else? Anyone else? Advisory announcements? No, okay. Any prospective interns? Nope.
Well, I mean, there shouldn't really be prospective interns at this time because they'd only be an intern for like 1 week if they even got in now. Everyone has to reapply in the fall. It's per term. So
Okay.
just in case there's anyone that's an intern now that is interested in coming back as an intern next year, just remember you're gonna have to apply again in the fall. That doesn't mean I mean, there may be, if you're already an intern, there may be a simplified process, but it is still per term. Because you were approved by this year's finance committee. But, next year's finance committee needs to approve you as well as an intern.
If the interns get that, you have to be an intern. Okay. All right. I adjourn this meeting at 4:58 p.m.